News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Missoula's feeling the burn today. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Wednesday, May 11th, 2016. Right now, we do have, take a look here. There we go. We have 42 degrees in Missoula right now under a partly cloudy sky. And our newscast this morning, sponsored by Transport Equipment, your headquarters for RV service maintenance and repair at 9300 Inspiration Drive. Our top story, of course, this morning, Senator Bernie Sanders is planning a pair of Montana rallies today as he seeks to stir support ahead of the state's June 7th Democratic presidential primary. An event at Caras Park is scheduled for 12:30 this afternoon, but of course the doors will be open, it's a park, so the venue will be open at 10 a.m. However, we have reports that dozens of people have been camping out in the area so they could be first in line to see the Vermont senator. He's also going to be appearing at a 7 p.m. rally at the Metro Park in Billings. Both events are open to the public. They mark the first Montana appearances by a major candidate since the primary season got underway. Sanders travels tomorrow to neighboring South Dakota, which also has a June 7th primary. Now, what I do have here in my hand is the plan for the Sanders event. The closure's in effect starting at 7 o'clock this morning, an hour from now. Higgins Avenue Bridge West Side Sidewalk from the Wilma to South 3rd Street West will be closed. Caras Drive from the New Park lot behind Stockman's Bar north of the Caras Park Pavilion to the Riverside lot. The New Park lot closed to cars except some handicap parking. The parking lot directly under the Higgins Bridge and the Riverfront Trail between the Caras Park restrooms and the Higgins Avenue Bridge. The Ryman Street entrance to Caras Park will be open, but only for vehicles with lease spots. The event perimeter will be fenced off from the riverfront on the south to Caras Drive on the north and east side of Higgins Avenue Bridge to the Caras Park restrooms on the west. Entrance to the event will be on the west side of the restrooms. It's a good opportunity, the city is saying, to use the Park Place and Central Park parking structures. Expect to park and walk to the event. Could be a great distance, too. Missoula Police are assisting the U.S. Secret Service, which is in charge of the security for the event. Bill Pfeiffer from Mountain Line said the city's preparing for a big turnout.
We're just anticipating that there could be some congestion. We're also really encouraging people to take the bus or walk or bike downtown tomorrow, both commuters and rally-goers. You know, they are expecting a pretty good turnout of people. I know that they're preparing the area starting today, and they're anticipating turning people away.
The closures and extra limitation are expected to go back to normal after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
The Route 7 inbound is not going to travel on Front Street. We're just going to avoid that area altogether. Instead, it's going to travel on Broadway. There's one stop there that will be temporarily closed. Other than that, we don't have any specific detours. We're really not sure what to expect exactly, and there might be some last-minute changes.
As we mentioned, Sanders is scheduled to speak at 12:30, but the Caras Park venue is open at 10 a.m. Authorities have identified a 26-year-old man who died from his injuries after jumping into a shallow pool of water at the base of a waterfall in Glacier Park. The Great Falls Tribune reports a release from the park identified the man who died May 4th as Clint Corey Not Afraid of Browning. Park officials say an initial investigation found that the man jumped from the falls of his own accord. No foul play suspected. Montana residents will have the opportunity to change the state constitution in this year's upcoming election. Marcy's Law recently gained enough signatures to be on the ballot. Secretary of State Linda McCullough announced its eligibility when it received enough signatures last Friday.
CI 116 has qualified for the November general election ballot. Well, CI is a constitutional initiative, and so there are twice as many signatures needed for that. A little more than 48,000 signatures in the state, and that includes 10% of the voters in each of the 40 legislative House districts.
The change would allow victims of a crime access to more information on the status of their offenders. Several other rights that they currently don't have. Marcy's Law is currently the only ballot issue to be approved, but that could change over the next few weeks.
Including Marcy's Law, there's 10 out right now to gather signatures, and so there are 9 more that are waiting to qualify. And so, you have no idea how many that will be. And they have until June 17th to get all their petition signatures into the county, and then the county has about a month to get them all into our office.
The body of a missing Butte man has been found in the Jefferson River just west of Cardwell. Madison County Sheriff Roger Thompson told the Montana Standard that a Whitehall area resident spotted what appeared to be a body floating in the river about 8:45 Tuesday morning. Fish, Wildlife, and Parks personnel recovered the body of 60-year-old Cole Baylor. As of Monday night, the Ravalli County Jail housed 81 people in a facility built to hold just 75. County Sheriff Chris Hoffman said the jail, like many in Montana, is full to overflowing. But to him, the biggest surprise recently has been the number of women entering the jail.
When we built that facility, we built it with in mind of holding no more than maybe 6 to 8 females. So we've had to flip-flop some of our population in order to be able to keep up with the trend that we're seeing. Right now, I think we're up over 20. At least that was the last count that I got from our detention center commander.
Ravalli County recently closed its juvenile detention center, which is being turned into a clinic for the nurses that see patients from the adult jail. At the time, juveniles could easily be sent to facilities nearby in western Montana, but no more.
Now, Missoula's closed. They have no more beds for us. Flathead County had a jail crowding issue, and the sheriff there had to shut down the juvenile facility in order to be able to house all the adults that he did. Other facilities around the state have closed one by one, to the point that the last couple of juveniles we've had to detain, we've had to take to Great Falls.
Jails across the state are filled on a regular basis, with many communities citing a rise in meth as the cause. Frenchtown Fire and Missoula Rural Fire are seeking resident volunteers to learn the skills necessary to become career firefighters. Frenchtown Fire's Libby Hooper said the departments are raising awareness about the resident program that began back in the 1990s.
They live at one of the fire stations. They're on shift, rotating shift schedule, evenings and weekends, and they work right beside and respond with career professional firefighters. It's designed for people who are interested in a career in fire or emergency medicine.
Hooper details some of the training the resident volunteers will receive.
They'll get their emergency medical technician basic. They will get their wildland firefighter certification. They'll get their firefighter 1 and firefighter 2 certifications. It's just the start. That's the baseline for the resident programs.
Resident applicants will meet each night at 5:30 p.m. May 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st outside Osprey Field, and they'll be bused to various locations for an introduction to the program. Get more details on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. And Cascade County officials have released the names of 3 Great Falls women who were killed when an SUV traveling the wrong way on I-15 collided head-on with a semi-tractor. Coroner Bob Edwards said 27-year-old Valencia Began, 20-year-old Devon Denny, and 35-year-old Jessica Newser died early Monday. Newser also uses the last name Sure Chief. The Montana Highway Patrol said the women were traveling north in the southbound lanes shortly before 3 o'clock Monday morning when their SUV collided with a semi west of Great Falls. None of the women were wearing seatbelts. Our News Talk time, 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Partly sunny skies today with our high temperatures in the mid-60s. Winds will be out of the west-northwest at 3 to 6 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight with our lows right around 40. We return to the 70s Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.